Okay, we're going to try to wrap this up. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the third transmission route on our list, and that has the um, the sharing of dirty needles. And obviously, the best way to not contract HIV or any other transmittable disease is to not shoot drugs using hypodermic needles. That's the first and the best uh, suggestion, obviously. If, again, being realistic, um, that is not going to happen, at least for a while, because we always hope people are going to get into treatment or do something so that they're no longer shooting drugs into their body. The next thing would be to only use a new needle every time you inject yourself with whatever mood altering chemical you're injecting yourself with. Again, second best idea, again, not always going to be followed. So that leaves us with needle sharing, which is very common among people who inject various mood altering chemicals into their body. So, again, what is suggested is that each time a needle is used, it is properly disinfected, if you will. Now, some people think that, as you can see on this particular picture that I'm highlighting right now with my cursor, some people think, oh, I just need to wash off whatever's on the outside of the needle and I'm good. Well, no, that doesn't work because the HIV virus is a smart virus, but it's a fragile virus in that as soon as air touches it, it dies. So anything on the outside of the needle does not have HIV in it. It might have other nasty contagions, but it doesn't have HIV. What it is concerning about an intravenous needle is what's inside, as you can see, the shaft of the needle, as well as the rest of the syringe, because this is essentially an airtight vacuum. And so what needs to be done is that interior of the syringe needs to be cleaned. Standard recommendation is 3 draws, 3 pulls with either soapy water or diluted Clorox water. And then, this is very important, 3 more pulls and expunges with clear water, because not only do you not want to shoot HIV into yourself, you don't want to shoot soap or Clorox, etc. So I know I'm going over this very quickly. I apologize for that. Certainly you can put any questions or need for clarification on the discussion board. Let's move on then to the issue of testing, because testing is the best way, one, to know what your status is, as well as to know what your partner's status is, and to know that you are not unknowingly infecting other people with the virus if you yourself are positive, which in many states is actually a felony um, now. But in order to get a good idea of what your status is, you have to have what is known as a clean testing period. And let's talk about what that is. So on this chart you see in front of you, let's say that somebody comes to you and says, today, they say, you know, last night I did something stupid, and now I'm a little concerned that I might be infected with HIV. The best recommendation is this. You need to wait 90 days before you get a test. Why 90 days? Because it takes about 90 days for the virus to replicate itself and to get itself to a level where it will show up on a test. Here's the really critical part. During these 90 days, the person waiting to be tested cannot engage in any at-risk behaviors. No sharing needles, no unprotected sex, or safer sex as we like to refer to it. No at-risk behavior, because if, let's say they come to you today, they say, I did something stupid last night, but they didn't get infected. If they engage in any at-risk behavior during this 90-day period, then whatever result they get on that from that test on day 90 is false, because maybe they didn't get infected here, but they did get infected when they engaged in the at-risk behavior, which then means the virus needs another 90 days to replicate. So we want to avoid people getting false negatives. Additionally, just because everybody's individual, there is an additional recommendation that if you test negative at day 90, you wait an additional 90 days, again with no at-risk behavior, that's very critical, and get another test at 180 days, just in case your virus was a little slow or a little lazy and didn't get itself replicated up to testing levels. At 180 days, if you again test negative, you can be very confident that that's a legitimate negative. Um, and again, hopefully people don't go out and then engage in more at-risk behaviors, putting themselves at risk for more, another chance of infection. So I'm going to wrap this up. And again, please, any questions, anything you need clarification on, let me know. I'll be monitoring the discussion board. And have a great day. Enjoy what looks like a pretty day out there.